You already know. You already know. It's that toy convention time. Exclusives? Yeah. I'm gonna make them mine. Yeah. Toy Unity Expo. #1 toy convention. Let's go. Hey. Toy Unity Expo. Mint on card or loose for the low. Hey. Toy Unity Expo. Old school heads, new kids. Let's go. Let's go. Toy Unity Expo. We just here to collect, let it echo. Savage Crucible, yeah, where they at? Marvel Legends, got them in the back, got Valaverse action force, yes. And G.I. Joe classified, don't stress, Storm Arena, check, imports, check. Yeah, we got it all at Toy Unity, bet we trade stories like we trade these figs. We at the best toy convention, doing it big. Drama we ain't about, leave it at your house. We got Do a Taste Studios here, no doubt. Collectors just wanna collect, no drama, no stress. Toy Unity Expo, #1 toy convention, let's go. Hey. Toy Unity Expo, mint on card or loose for the low. Hey. Toy Unity Expo, old school heads, new kids, let's go. Let's go. Toy Unity Expo, we just here to collect, let it echo.
Hey, it's Brian Flint from Super 7, and you're watching 3POA Podcast.
Shut up and sit down.
Welcome, everyone, to the 3POA Podcast, episode 149. I am your host, Razorpants, also known as Ryan. We've got a great show lined up for you today. I put a lot of time into this, so grab your popcorn, grab your drink, your beer, your cocktail, your fizzy water, whatever. Settle in. We got a lot to go through. It's going to be fun. Of course, I'm not alone. I'm joined, as usual, the man behind Action Force, and the CEO of Valaverse, Bobby Vala. What the? It's Honcho. Welcome, Honcho.
Hey, guys. Thanks for tuning into the show.
Could barely hear you, but that's amazing that you have that sitting there.
Yeah, I got actually they were waiting here when I got to North Carolina. I had the factory ship some samples here. And
nice.
More are on the way. More extras are on the way. Oh man.
Gearing up to drop the extras.
Gearing up to drop the extras, baby.
The black sold out yet?
Almost. Our numbers are super low.
Get them while they're hot.
Yeah. And I got all my wholesale partners like, they're like, oh, can I reorder? Can I reorder? And I'm like, they're low, man.
Yeah.
Next time, bump those numbers up.
Adjusting to life in North Carolina. I heard it's very hot right now. It's like at peak
quite
hotness.
hot. But I love it here. I mean, it's kind of like a vacation. Like I literally feel like I'm away on vacation because, you know, we have a pool here and the beach is 5 minutes away and the intercoastal waters are 5 minutes away. And it's like, there's palm trees in my backyard and there's an alligator in the pond back here. And I'm like, this is wild. But like, this is life. And I'm like, this is cool.
You know what's crazy is I found out like Georgia and North Carolina, that area, there's actually jaguars.
What?
Black Panthers live there.
For
they
real?
are native. I had no clue. I thought they were exclusive to South America, but no, they are in the Carolinas and like Georgia. Very rare though. There's not many of them.
Like Jacksonville doesn't have jaguars?
Florida, I mean, you know, it's all swampy.
I guess so. Yeah. Okay.
That's crazy. I don't know, just kind of blew my mind.
I mean, I think it's weird when like when you think there's like mountain lions in California. It's like it's a mountain lion.
Yeah.
You get them in there too?
Oh, big time. Yeah.
Wow.
There's a few not that far from my house. There's mountain lions in the mountains.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy because they're mean.
They are.
They're mean. Well, I worry like rattlesnakes are native here. Like my neighbor across the street, he was like, yeah, one day I came out and I found a cottonmouth or something in the driveway. And I just, got my snake stick and picked him up. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta shot that thing.
You don't have to worry about jaguars too much. They don't really attack people. They keep their distance. But mountain lions here, they will hunt you.
Yeah, mountain lions are mean, dude.
Yeah, they are.
They get people all the time.
You know what else is mean?
What's that?
The Triple T tank. Did you see them drop this the other day? This little digital render of the Triple T?
I did. I did.
What do you think? Everyone wants your opinion on it.
I mean, I think it's too late. Like, I felt like this should have been like day one when they got Sarge. Like, this should have immediately, right now it's like, this is what the fourth version of Sarge they're going to do.
Yeah.
Because you had the main version, you had the blue version, you had the 2-pack version, and then so this is the fourth version.
Yeah.
Well, the Diddy bag one was at Ross and Ollie's.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that tell you? The 2-pack, I want to say I saw like people finding it on clearance, but like, I mean, you should have did this one a while back. This should have been your second version. Like you should have did, all right, the mail away looking version, and then this should have been the second one. I mean, it's cool, but it's not like, I'm like, there's clearly like corners were cut on this one. Like, the original Triple T, I mean, people are like, oh, it's got the canopy and stuff like that. It's like, okay, fine. But to me, it looks like one of those, those snow plows that have the tanker treads. Like,
dude, that is exactly what I said. I was talking with Jerk and Game and those guys, and I'm like, this looks like it should be next to my ski lodge with the plow front.
Yep.
I mean, that's triple. They added a canopy, which everything else it's very similar to the vintage.
Yeah. I would have taken the opportunity to really like make this a bit more aggressive. I would have. You didn't need to stick exactly to the vintage. Same thing with like the Trouble Bubble. It's like you do not need to just like tug on that nostalgia. It's like, dude, like you get one shot at things like this. It's like make them great. Now, if you look, like I'm looking at it, and it's like, I don't know if the treads are rubber, like on the hiss or what, but there's like the detail on the, the cogs. There's like no detail there. It's like, it looks super basic. And then look at the undercarriage, the green undercarriage at the front. There's like no detail there either. It's like, this thing looks super basic. Now
there was like there was similar complaints with that Swamp Skier. Like,
oh really?
They're really dialing back on the amount they put into these things.
And that's the thing. You can't charge this amount of money and cut corners. So what did that Swamp Skier? That thing was what, $60?
60.
70, 60? Okay. I'm just trying to figure out what this is going to cost. Like, is this $100 or is this $110 like the Despoiler? I mean, if the Despoiler was $110 and this thing is bigger,
I imagine it'll be close to that. It might fall at the $80 price like their rocket launcher thing did. The S.
Oh
SMS.
no,
You think it'd
No
be more than
way. No, yeah.
that? Okay.
Yeah. But it's like at $100, are you buying this for $100? A single man vehicle for $100? Like, especially it looks like they're cutting corners. I mean, I would have shit, man. You could have made the Triple T look real aggressive looking. You could have put like instead of the canopy, they could have done like a roll cage or something like that. Like, but this looks like it's a couple years too late and way overpriced for the detail that they put into it.
And for me as a, casual Joe collector, I have no interest in this at all. It's like the easiest thing for me to pass on, especially like another Sarge. I don't need him in a black shirt. It's whatever. So
yeah,
I figured we'd touch on that because that's been kind of the only Joe news in the last few weeks, and you haven't been on in a while. So
yeah, I feel like was the last show I was on the one where I did it from here?
Yeah, we had Rob from Savage Crucible. That was the last one, I think, right?
Wow. Okay.
I think.
Interesting. Yeah, I feel like it's been a bit.
Yeah, it's been a bit. You've been busy though. You moving to North Carolina,
I've been busy. Yeah. Now that I'm like settled into the house, I'm like getting back up to speed on like work. Now that I got the office set up and stuff, it's
I've got a cat that's infiltrated my collection room. Not supposed to be down here.
How about just don't have a cat?
That sometimes that's not an option. But we got a lot to get to. We can't just sit here and small talk all night, okay? We got to get into it.
We got to get into it.
I literally put like 8 hours into the slideshow. So let's go to
Which
the chat real quick.
Can we like tell people like real quick? So guys, Ryan said to me, he's like, "Can you do the show?" And I was like, "Yeah, I can do the show." And then he's like, "All right, what should we do for a topic?" And as a joke, I just said me. And he was like, "Okay, yeah, that's good. We can talk about like your Hasbro items." And then I was like, "Oh, and we can make like a fan vote." And then it just kind of like turned into that. So
yeah,
this is how we come up with topics for shows.
Yeah. So I let anyone in the 3POA Facebook group and any of the channel members on YouTube, they got to vote on what we talked about. So I took like the top 5 or 6 like lines that you worked on, and you gave me lists, and you had old concept art.
Input drawings, and deco sheets. Yep.
We're gonna be showing that stuff that's probably never been seen before.
It has never been seen.
So yeah, we're gonna get into it. But first, we got to go to the chat. And Talib 1980, thank you very much for being a member for 25 months. He says, "But Bobby, you acquire the GI Joe license or become the lead of GI Joe. Who's in your first wave and why?" That could be a long answer.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you right now what I wouldn't do is I would not do nostalgia figures. There's no way. I mean, I would abandon the current state of classified and I would go Pursuit of Cobra style. Now, I wouldn't do Pursuit of Cobra designs. I would do modern takes on Duke, Flint, Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow, Lady J, Destro. I always pictured like I wanted to do in my GI Joe 6-inch wave. I would have done a Destro, but I would have treated it more like, for those of you that saw Kingdom of Heaven and you saw, Edward Norton's character, King Baldwin, who had leprosy and he had the metal mask on. That's the way Destro should be. His mouth shouldn't move and he shouldn't have like lips and ears. Like, he should literally be scarred up and you can see the scars through the eye holes and he should be wearing a metal mask. Like, that's the way Destro should be done. Yeah. So I would do a very like tactical, grounded, Pursuit of Cobra style GI Joe line, because you've touched on all the nostalgia stuff. And obviously we've seen that not all of it hits because there's a ton of it at Ross and Ollie's. And on clearance at Walmart and Target. I don't even think Walmart even carries it anymore. But I would do something new and fresh because I think the classic stuff is just tired.
All right, we got RC Archaeologist for $2. You can kiss Connecticut rest stops goodbye, Mr.
Damn
Vala.
straight. How about just Connecticut traffic in general? I don't ever have to deal with that crap again.
Yeah, Connecticut was the worst to drive through.
Yep.
Zakanin sucks your mind for $2. Thank you. I'm here for the drama and hurt feelings. Thank you.
I guess. I mean, why does it have to be drama and hurt feelings? Why can't we just have fun?
Maybe. Maybe we'll get there. We'll see.
Maybe.
Andrew Sabina, thanks for being a member for 33 months. Bobby's got excellent choice in office chairs.
This is a good chair. I don't know. I think I got it on Amazon, but it's a gamer chair. I needed something that my ass can sit in for hours. And obviously gamer chairs are made for that, but
I got it.
There was one I saw. It was a Lord of the Rings gamer chair. Like it had like the shards of Narsil on the seat, and I almost bought it, but it was like, I think it was like $500. And I'm like, do I want to spend $500 on a chair? And I didn't.
Yeah, you should. Toy Gains has a question about the Triple T. Any chance they have time to change it, or are render shots close to final?
Well, yeah, they could change it. I mean, it depends. I mean, I don't deal with digital renders, so I don't know how far they are or aren't when they show digital renders. But it seems like they'll show a digital render, and then like a month later, they'll do the pre-order where they'll show the figure, like the actual like a prototype or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't know how far advanced they do that. I never dealt with the digital render stuff when I was there. But who knows? I hope for their sake they have changed it or have updated it, because if you're going to charge $100 or $110 for that thing and it looks like that, you're going to have a debacle like you did with the despoiler, because my guy on the inside was like, dude, it was the worst performing pre-order ever. Like it was terrible. It performed so badly.
All right, we got Tim Brower here sending in $5. Thank you, Tim. Bobby, love your figures. Have over 20 Corsair figures already. 10 of each version, plus Blackbeard and Vane. I need more Garrison Cavalry troops.
Yeah, they listen, man. We produced a lot of the Garrison Cavalry, and I did them twice, and they sold out like crazy. So, the Corsairs flew. They're just about gone. And all the black in general is just about gone. It's been a ridiculously successful line.
Codename Hunter member for 25 months. Thank you. Triple T reminds me of the Suzuki Samurai. Don't break hard. Remember the Suzuki Samurai? It does look like that thing.
Yeah.
God. Yeah. Thank you, Codename Hunter. We got Tim Brower at the member chat. Thank you. He says, snakes are beautiful creatures. Love them.
This might be a distasteful joke, but that Triple T should have came with a snowplow on the front, and it should have came with a Hawkeye figure.
That'd have been cool.
Sorry, Jeremy Renner. Sorry. I know you were trying to save your nephew or something, but
I think he just fell off it, didn't he?
No, I think he was not trying to save his nephew, or like his nephew his plow got stuck in the snow and he hopped out to try to get him out, but like left his plow running or something, and then it ran him over. I don't know.
Fatality.
We got oh wow, look at this. Mersenne Twister with 5 3POA podcast memberships. Thank you so much, Mersenne Twister. We love that woman, as Jersey Maniac would say.
Turn down for what?
Thank you, Mersenne Twister. Now, Bobby, it's been a while, right?
Go ahead.
Well, we got Ken Heltzinger here sending in, oh my God, 20 3POA podcast memberships. That's 20 memberships, Bobby. That's 20 new hooligans that will tune in to the after show tonight with you, me, Alex Sanchez, maybe someone else. Thank you, Kent Heltzinger, for 20. My God, 20 3POA podcast memberships. Really appreciate that.
Very generous. Very generous.
Thank you, Bobby. Kent. All right. And then we got Zakanan Sucks Your Mind for $2. Thank you. He says, Bobby's thoughts on the Fury Force.
If you want me to get like ridiculous, I mean, look, like, well, put it this way. It's nice. I mean, I don't really follow Larry because I don't care for Larry, but it's like, I don't know if he's been plugging it or whatever, but I was like, oh, it's nice to see Bill doing a license that he didn't have to steal. That's always good.
There was discussions on that, on whether Hama could actually use that, or if because he pitched it, it belonged. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, again, because Bill's working on it, it doesn't surprise me that there's that gray area there. Well, I shouldn't say gray area because he blatantly just stole an IP, but I mean, it okay. So Fury, all right, we'll see you in 2 years, 3 years. Cool. All right, it'll be great when they're $50 figures. Because I mean,
I think some of them they already have the tooling done because it's like bodies from other lines.
well, yeah, but I mean, they have tooling done on some stuff. I think I just saw something. Yeah, I sent you. It's their San Diego Comic-Con. They're doing a clear tick or a translucent tick figure and a translucent Monster Force figure for $45. If you guys are buying that, man, the decision making going on there is amazing.
It's a lot. I mean,
$45.
That's Hasbro maximum.
$45 for figures they've already tooled. Yeah,
let's see.
That stolen IP bulletproof, $45. Someone did send me a screenshot of Bill actually admitting that it didn't perform well, so that's kind of funny too.
The cops thing?
Yeah.
That's weird. It's a very niche.
It's too niche.
Like I was never into it as a kid, but that's just me.
Niche, but.
Daryl B, member for 10 months. Thank you so much, Daryl. He says, I just met Sarge today at Ocon in Omaha. Ocon. Awesome.
Was Peyton Manning there? Omaha?
Michael Frazier, member for 35 months. Thank you. Evening, gentlemen. I've been waiting for this topic. We got to get into it. Thank you, Michael Frazier. And then we got Big Kev with $2. Thank you. No message, but thanks for the $2. Much appreciated. Okay. We are all caught up with the chat, so let's get into it. We've got cool shit I designed before Valaverse. That bottom line.
Look at how bad the AI is on my tattoo.
I mean, that's not accurate.
No, it's not accurate. Like, does that look like that? No, it doesn't.
I painted this. This is from memory.
Guys, Ryan asked me for a selfie, and I sent him one that was good, and then he AI'd the shit out of me and made me look like this.
I needed to have you pointing.
Well, you should have said that to me, and I would have sent you a selfie where I was pointing.
But I didn't decide I wanted you pointing until after you sent it, and I didn't want to bother you. You just moved to North Carolina.
Well, I would have rather you like ask me for this rather than use an AI version of me.
I mean, in the AI's defense, looks a little better than you. But I mean,
so like you just played the Michael Jackson. I'm going to show you what I got real quick.
Okay.
I went down a rabbit hole, and I started buying in-art figures.
Oh my god!
It's the in-art Smooth Criminal Michael Jackson.
That's nuts.
I know.
Isn't that like $500?
I think it was $4.
Okay, still.
And then I just got this guy. Come on, he's got a magnet on his base.
Oh, that's not. Oh,
the June Paul
like
Trades. Yes, dude. In-art is ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Right. We got to get into the slideshow.
All right, let's go.
Literally at 105 slides. Of course, as many know, you worked on 6-inch Marvel Legends, and the fans voted on the MCU 10th anniversary stuff.
Cool.
You worked on this. Tell us about it.
This was because I had, I had been handling, the 4-inch stuff and the 12-inch stuff and the prop replicas, and then I think, begrudgingly, Dwight had to start giving up some 6-inch stuff, and I think we did 10 items for the 10-year anniversary, and he took 5, I took 5, and I think like he even made a joke about giving me the ones that he didn't want to do, but dude, I felt like I got great items. Obviously the Mark 7, like all new from scratch figure, but yeah. So Ant-Man and Yellow Jacket. The Ant-Man just had a new head, but the Yellow Jacket was all brand new. So
the Yellow Jacket, like
what
for its time, was awesome.
Yeah, it was a great figure. And I remember, because we were going off of concept art, or we had the movie had come out at that time, but I was like, guys, we have to find a way to do his face because he had clear lenses like over an inner mask. And
Well, the movie had been out because the movie came out in 2014.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
And this was 2017 or 18.
Yeah, this is probably 2017. But yeah, so like I remember like making sure we got that right where the helmet was recessed and then we had clear pieces, the tinted yellow that went over the eye so we can, mirror that look. But yeah, he was a fun figure. He was really fun.
That's a really cool 2-pack.
Yeah.
This
one hurt my feelings. Like,
yeah.
I thought that they were going to give me tooling to do a Mark 1, and they were like, no, just like use the old one. And I'm like, he's the same size as the Tony figure, right? And I was like, this was the one item I didn't want to do. I was like, well, we shouldn't be doing this item then. Like, Tony should be with something else. Like, there's no way we should do this, but we had to do something from like Iron Man 1. And I was like, all right, can we put a little more deco on it at least? So it kind of sucked because it's an old figure. Like, it's not Marvel Legends.
Dude, it still had a missile firing feature. The spring loaded. Like, this thing was so old. Yeah. And I remember they put it out again, and we're like, what are you doing? And it was too small.
I remember thinking like, I hated that my name was attached to this. It sucked.
The helmet on the body was smaller than Tony Stark's head.
Oh yeah, yeah,
it
was awful. It was absolutely awful.
Yeah, this thing was like $10 everywhere for the longest time.
Yeah.
And then the Mark 7, no Mark 3.
Mark 7. Yep.
Mark 7. Yeah, this one. Was great.
I don't think this is my favorite suit. I think the Mark 3 is my favorite suit, but this is like close second. Like the Mark 7 is awesome, and it was it was in Avengers and. It had the flaps open up on back, which I definitely wanted to do. The
flaps feature was rad.
Huh?
The flaps feature was so cool.
Yeah. Again, it was like I got to do another figure from scratch. So it's like when you can tool 100% new, it's fun. So yeah, he's good.
Yep. And then let's see here. Oh, this was a great idea.
This was cool because we were doing this Comic-Con one, and then I forgot how this idea came about, but yeah, we decided like, let's do Red Skull, but then like make him like a Hydra Trooper also. So you can get 2 for 1, and then you had a bunch of different heads for it. So it allowed people to buy this figure a lot. So you can either have 2 Red Skulls or you can have the Hydra Troopers.
Dude, I have like 10 of these.
Really?
I do. Yeah, I love this figure. Like with the swappable gear. And the 3
this is the one. This is the one Legends figure I don't have.
Oh, you want a loose one?
It's fine. I just remember this figure because it's the one I just don't have. Like I keep an eye out for it, but it's not like I need this.
It shouldn't be that hard to find. Because I remember I bought a few when they were like pretty cheap, but like almost everything MCU goes on sale.
Yeah.
But this was I love this figure. It's still on the shelf. And then, of course...
yep, and then here he is.
Yeah, the slight redo of the Red Skull with the Tesseract.
Yeah. This one, it took a long time to get that Tesseract right. Like, I remember going back and forth. China made so many different models, and then I worked with my lighting engineer here in the States trying to get that glow, because it had a glow to it, but it had a texture. So we basically had to reverse it so that the texture was molded inside, and then the way the cube was put together, and then the ball lit up, and then that had a texture on it too, so that all the light would bounce off these little facets and give you that.
Dude, I'm looking in the ball. I left the batteries in too long. It's leaked all over on the inside.
Oh,
I should have taken those suckers out, but I have it here. It's right here.
Yeah, it was so cool.
Yeah, try to clean that up later.
Yeah, that was a fun item.
Yeah,
and
it
was like, I think it was the first time we had paired prop replica with a figure.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
and they did it again later on with like Loki from one of the TV shows. They just re-released this Tesseract with a Loki figure.
I love when Dwight continues to do stuff that I worked on.
I mean, dude, they're using old ass bodies to this day. I just got Falcon today from Nerdzoic, and it's the Sunfire body, and it's just It's just horrible, man. Like,
Jeez.
of course I bought it because I'm stupid. All right. And then the riders. This was cool when you guys started doing the riders back in the day.
Yeah, the riders I came on. Like I took it over. Dwight had already started the Ghost Rider and the Black Widow, so I didn't have any say in the design of them. I took them over like when they were just going to tooling. But I handled the deco on these, so I was able to, do some stuff with Ghost Rider and with Black Widow to kind of like make them a little cooler. But if it was up to me, I would have. I mean, I'm sure they pitched Danny Ketch. I would have done Danny Ketch, but I think they were pushed to do Johnny Blaze. But I mean, they were cool for what they were at the time. They were $40. So a decent price for a figure in a vehicle at the time. Nowadays, this is 70.
Oh, dude, they were totally for the time. It was the price of two figures, but you got the bike with it.
Yep.
Jeez, I should do this.
And I want to say this bike they never ended up using again.
Not this one.
Yeah, not this one, because that Harley they got a bunch of uses out of. But yeah, this one.
Yeah, we're gonna see it here in a minute.
Yep.
The Wolverine.
Yeah. So and then wave 2, because it was like, hey Bobby, here's this $40 line, but you really don't get any tooling. What? Like, thanks. Okay.
Yeah.
So I had to keep using this Harley over and over again, and I'm like, well, okay. And I think at one point maybe a Punisher was pitched, but then it was like, no, do Wolverine because he's an A-lister. Okay. And I was able to tool up the saddlebags to then use for World War II Cap, and then I put the majority of my new tooling into World War II Cap because he was obviously the better figure.
I mean, this was new tooling except for the body. But...
Yeah, he was new tooling. The fight me and Ryan had to fight upper management to get this thing made. And the crazy part is like it was a fight and we barely won. And look, the item was so successful they did it twice.
Yeah, they re-released it, I think, last year.
Yep.
Or maybe the year before, but you can still get it now because when they re-release something, it sits on clearance forever. Now, I do have a question about Professor X.
Yeah.
What were you thinking with that effect on the back of the... You know what it looks like.
I know what it looks like. I know what it looks like.
You must have known when you designed it, like, okay, I'm making a jizz.
So no, because here's what happened. So, I mean, that and the stand I would have done differently if I could have a second shot at it. It's like I remember either seeing it was like a Marvel Universe card or something like that, where it had like this wavy, psychic effect, but it was supposed to be more clear, like almost totally clear, and it didn't end up coming out that way, and that's what it looked like.
Came in.
And then I wanted
white.
Yeah. And then the stand, it's like, it just hovered. It's not like it looks like it's blasting wind. And it's like,
right.
If I can go back, I would have just made it clear, like just a clear basic stand. Because
that's what they did with the new X-Men 97 one.
Yeah.
It's just a flat, clear stand.
Yep.
Yeah. But man, still, this was for the time, this was awesome.
Yeah. And then, we had to get creative with putting it in the package. It's like, oh crap, how do we put this thing in a package?
Right. Yeah. And the head sculpt there for the Kingpin body.
Yeah, I forget what that guy's name is.
Yeah. Jeez, freaking brain fart. But that was a good idea too, and that they really don't do that much anymore. Like Kitty Pryde came with the red onslaught. Came with the onslaught head for the for the red onslaught Build-A-Figure, so you could do regular onslaught. And then this came with
Shadow King.
Shadow King, thank you.
Yeah, and I will admit the Shadow King wasn't my idea. I mean, that was someone else's idea. It was like, oh, put Shadow King because he could fit on the Kingpin body. And then did this come with Shadow King hands too, or just the head? I guess it was just the head.
It was just the head.
Just the head.
People, myself included, used Venom hands for
Got it.
Because they plugged right in. Yeah.
Okay.
From the Monster Venom Build-A-Figure. And the Deadpool thing was, they re-released this one too. This was cool. The sticker sheet and all that.
Yeah, I like this one because, we had started seeing like behind the scenes, filming images of him riding a Vespa. So I was like, let's put him on a scooter. Like, how funny would that be? Like, and then, I did all this other extra stuff because it's like, yeah, I had to reuse this body. Okay. But I wanted to give him that head. Now the head, his mouth is open, like he's screaming. So, I wanted that new head. The Hydra Bob was in there because you could fit him on the Hydra body, the dog pool, the squirrel pool. And I just love that. I remember working with my packaging engineer and I was like, hey, can we put the dog on the scooter as if the dog stole the scooter and Deadpool's running after it? So like that was all me, like coming up with this cool, funny crap. And then the sticker sheet. I think I've told this story before. There was supposed to be, like, when I pitched to Marvel, like all my ideas for the stickers, I had a couple in there that was like fourth wall breaking for like other Ryan Reynolds movies. And they were like, no, you can't do that. And I was like
like a Green Lantern or something.
No. There was one that was it said that snail is fast. And it had like a little snail, like going fast. Cause he voiced the snail in Turbo. And I love that movie. There was also one like, or the one that says I love Logan was going to say I love Hugh. But we couldn't do that. And there was a few other ones. But yeah, cool. They said no.
And then
there he is. Oh,
the World War II cap. Yeah, this is going up in price.
Is it really?
Yeah, and they got the World War II Logan now. Mm-hmm. We got 1944.
Action 4 is 1944, baby.
Yeah, a lot of possibilities. This was a really cool and clever reuse of the Harley.
I love this one. This one was great.
Yep. Awesome.
It's not exactly an Indian motorcycle, but it's close enough.
But I mean, they weren't going to let you tool up a new bike.
No, they weren't.
They're just not. But now you can do an Indian.
Now I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what came? I don't remember what came first. Was it this or was it the movie cap on this body?
So I did both items at the same time. So
okay.
Dwight was doing the Peggy figure. And I remember him like saying, like, I'm going to use your body. So I tooled this body for this item. And then he used it for his item. But both items came out at the same time.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And there he is, looking great.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it still holds up. I think it'll look good with the 1944 line. That's what he's going with my 1944 stuff along with the Wolverine. So
the only thing that I couldn't get done was, so his goggles in the comics, they're clear. Mm-hmm. So if you notice on this figure, they're a separate piece because my original intention was to have decoed eyes and then the goggle piece would be clear and it would glue in. So it would look like goggles were over his eyes. And I forget why that it changed, or they couldn't do it or something like that. But it ended up just being silver goggles, which was like, okay, fine. But my intentions were to have them clear to see eyes through them.
Was this the first time you guys used the Thompson mold?
No, that it existed. Who came with that?
I think it came with
Hammerhead or something.
Chameleon.
That's right. Chameleon.
Yeah.
Well, the crazy thing is, so when I did this item, it went all the way to like the last stage. And Jesse was like, no guns. This was the whole, or the pews, ungaze. This was when that whole mandate came about.
Yeah.
So I remember like fighting, like we were on our weekly call and I'm like, Jesse, this is ridiculous. Like, they're period pieces. It has to be with this figure. He goes, no, you can do the holsters. Like you can do the Thompson holster on the bike, but you can't do the actual things. But then I left Hasbro and then I guess maybe they won the battle because when the item came out, they were included in it. And I was like, oh, okay. So much for those fights.
Yeah. You couldn't do this without the guns. That would have been horrible.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the last one, Ghost. But did you work on Ghost Rider?
Yeah, like I said, so
Okay.
Ghost Rider and Black Widow were series 1, then
Yeah.
Wolverine and Cap were 2, and then Professor X and Deadpool were 3.
Yeah.
So I didn't really, like I said, I didn't have much say in this. I came in, I handled the deco of it, but the thing was already kind of tooled and done. I would have done things different, but it's fine.
They really need to update this body.
Yeah.
Like they did a more classic version of Ghost Rider, but this body here, the Star-Lord body, it's not good.
Yeah, all his bodies are old.
Yeah, it's old. But okay. And then I'm sorry, Bobby. This might be your worst 6-inch item.
Yeah, but you have to remember. So this is 2012.
Right.
So we're talking over a decade ago. And I was on the exclusives team. So Amazon wanted to do a box set. And I was just excited to do a Legends item. I was like, holy crap, because Legends was like the creme de la creme. Like if you worked on Legends, like that was awesome. So the fact that I was able to do a Legends item the second I got hired, and I'm like, whoa, this is awesome. And there was so many ups and downs with this item because, at the time, because I wasn't so seasoned yet. So the idea of like, okay, well, yeah, I don't get too much tooling, but I'll take what I can get. I just thought it was a great item. Like, okay, I tooled some heads and some parts for Beast. And
yeah, you tooled some heads all right.
Huh?
You tooled some heads all right.
I tooled some heads, but and it's like, yeah, at the end of the day, yes, it's a bad set, but for the time, for what I was given, like it was a pretty cool set.
I mean, listen. For the time, the bodies were fine. Like the Bucky Cap body was new. It was fine. But I never saw a clean paint app on any of them.
Really?
Like the paint was horrible on all these. Yeah. So I don't know what's going on with the factory with those, but man, the paint apps were bad.
The other thing about this is like, dude, you got to remember 2012, 2013, collector wasn't collector the way it is now.
Right.
So yeah, hindsight's 2020. Like, yeah, you could say the item's bad now, but back then, Legends weren't as big as they are. So,
right.
This set was new and cool. And so then I actually saved this set. The funny thing is, I had to throw someone under the bus, and someone threw me under the bus on this item. So the item was an Amazon exclusive. And then Amazon said, no, we're not taking the item. And we had already tooled the item, and they were already like in production. And I remember going to my boss and saying, dude, like, and I didn't know I just started, but I was like, dude, we're going to spend money on tooling. And normally like that stuff kind of goes under the radar. But my boss went to like the exclusives marketing guy and was like, yo, you need to find a home for this. We tooled this. And my marketing guy was mad at me. And I was like, well, I wasn't trying to throw you under the bus. I was just like, we need to find a home for this thing because we spent money on it. Hasbro did that shit all the time. They would spend money on tooling, and then the item would never see the light of day. And I was like, well, I'm fighting for this item. Plus it had my head on Iceman. So but TRU ended up taking the item. So I saved the item. And then originally I had pitched to do the artwork for the front. Like I was going to draw it. I was going to do the artwork. And, that was a big, long story where the packaging graphics guy, total fucking douchebag. He was like, yo, your work's great, blah, blah, blah. And then like threw me under the bus to my boss. And my boss is like, hey man, like you can't do packaging. I'm like, well, I went about it the right way. I asked him if I could, and I showed him my portfolio. Like I was just trying to help him save money. Like instead, they just used the same art from the comic. Like that's lame. I would have done like new art, but whatever, Well,
we do have 500 people watching.
Wow.
Thank you everyone for watching. Please hit that like button. If you're watching on the replay, leave a comment and slide over down below. There's a button that says hype. Hit that hype button. You can hit it 3 times. It's very important to hit the hype button now, more important than the like button. It helps small channels like this one, which, by the way, is getting bigger. We hit 9,000 subscribers today.
I saw that.
That's right.
Saw that.
9,000 hooligans.
Well
so
done,
thanks to
hooligans.
all of you.
Well done.
We are well on our way to 10,000. I would love to hit 10,000 before the end of the year, but that's asking a lot. We'll see. We'll see if we can do it. We're going to take a break from the slides and go to the chat because we got some stuff piled up here. Again, hit that like button. But first, we got Big Kev in the house. Thank you, Big Kev, for $10. I know we are talking about Bobby's other work in the past, but what I would really like to know is the story behind the Wasp Raider and why he'll never rerun it or seemingly even talk about it.
Well, not that I won't talk about it. It's just it was a BotCon exclusive. The BotCon guys came to me asking if they can do an exclusive, and they pitched me ideas, and that was the one I picked. So it wasn't my figure. Like, I didn't come up with that figure. So because it was BotCon, so it's like the one outlier. It's like I didn't come up with it. I mean, I did the deco for it. I changed the placement of things and picked all the colors and stuff. But at the end of the day, it wasn't my idea. And, it kind of bothers me that of my line, that's the only figure that wasn't my idea. But yeah, it was a BotCon thing. And that's kind of the reason why I wouldn't do that figure again. I know it's like coveted and it's an expensive figure, but I just don't care because I don't. It's not mine. It's mine, but it's not mine.
All right. We've also got Junkie on Crafts and Builds for a member for 35 months. Thank you, Junkie on Retro Toys, Retro Hosts. Fantastic episode. Thank you, sir. We got David here. Thank you, David, for $5. Hello, Bobby. When will the Sidewinder Day of the Dead figure be available for order on your website? It's a great looking figure.
He will not. He is sold out.
Yeah,
Moving on.
That was Legion's Con exclusive, and that sold out a while ago, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Let's see here. We got Northern Nomad here. Thanks for the $5. Get a Booker T figure and put him on a sucka cycle. Didn't they recently release a Booker T and Stone Cold 2-pack with like milk and
yes,
dude,
one of the greatest segments ever.
The best, dude.
Mm-hmm.
That's so funny. Kent Heltzinger, member for 29 months. Thank you, Kent. And thanks for those memberships earlier. He says, wow, Bobby tooled some heads and Dwight wanted to use Bobby's body. Cue Careless Whisper. There you go. That's all I can play before they cut me off.
It's such a great song.
It is. All right. Thank you, Kent Heltzinger. Let's get back into it because we got a lot more to get through. 4-inch Legends. Now, we should fly through this.
God, it's so bad. Yeah, fly through it because it's terrible.
They put you on the roughest era of 4-inch.
Yeah. Here's a successful Marvel Universe line. Oh yeah, you can have it and be good for a year.
You know what, Bobby? What? I forgot to put those slides in.
Did you really?
So we'll just say quick few words about that.
All right. So yes. So the 4-inch line, I took it over and it was established and it was great. And then I had it good for about a year. I was using the old bodies with all the articulation and all the deco. And then they're like, hey, we're going to change this and call it Marvel Infinite. We're going to raise the price to $12 because these were 10. And they're like, we're going to go up $2, but we want you to remove some articulation and the deco and the accessories. I was like, what? Like, you want to sabotage a line like immediately? And like looking back on it, I'm like, these figures were awful. They were just awful. Like the sculpting we did was great, but then when it translated to 4-inch to tooling, it just didn't look good. And yeah, when you have a torso with no articulation and you have no thigh swivel and stuff, especially because that's what the line was like, that when they did the Daredevil and the Bullseye and the Cyclops, like those figures were amazing. And then I had to do this watered down version of it. It was so bad. It was terrible, but it was like, I did what I could with what I had. Like here, this is what you got, make chicken salad out of chicken shit, so, it sucked. But when I look back on it, I'm like, we got a lot of years out of that line. Like it didn't go away. Like I thought it wouldn't last that second year. Like the first year I had it, and then the second year was the new bodies. I thought it was done after that. But when I was pulling the list, I was like, holy crap, I worked on a lot of these. Yeah. And then at the end, they started giving me tooling back. And when I was doing the Game Reverse stuff, and then when I was doing the movie 2-packs, I got to use all the good tooling, and then I got to tool new stuff and put a lot of articulation into stuff. I remember I did a Spider-Man. I think was it the Spider-Man from the comic pack? The highly articulated Spider-Man, he was really good. But trying to think who else. I mean, but then again, there was.
Well, I'll tell you, I got the list here. So the comic packs, the 4-inch 2-packs, you did Vance Astro with Sam Wilson, no wings on Sam Wilson. They didn't let you do the wings.
Nope.
Jane Thor and Unworthy Thor, which was a hot topic back in the day. Machine Man with Superior Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man and Scarlet Spider, which are on the screen here. Which
they were terrible.
They were, man. They were
awful.
That's sat around, dude. Hyperion with like a different version of Hyperion.
Yeah, that was cool because I love Gary Frank, the artist, and he was doing like this Squadron Supreme. So the fact that I could cross over between Squadron Supreme, like I forget what they called that imprint, and regular Marvel, like the crossover there, I was like, that was really cool doing 2 Hyperions in one pack.
Captain Marvel and the other Captain Marvel.
Yep.
Gamora and Star-Lord, Rocket and Groot.
The Rocket and Groot, that one I love because no one had done a Groot, like a real, like a regular size Groot. And I was like, I got to tool him from scratch, but then they're like, how are you going to fit him in the package? And I'm like, I'll make his legs removable. So his legs were removable and you plugged them into him at the knees.
Yep. And then you did Marvel 4-inch Infinite Legends.
Yep.
Which was Death's Head was good.
Death's Head was good, but that was so that sculpt had existed. I guess Vonner had done that figure and never got around to tooling it. So I had found, this is back when they sculpted out of wax, like it wasn't digital then. And they had, the sculpting manager gave me all these boxes and he goes, hey, these are all sculpts that never went anywhere. And I found Death's Head in there. And I was like, oh shit, I'm doing Death's Head. Now, granted, I like Death's Head 2 better than Death's Head 1, but I still did Death's Head 1 and it was awesome.
Red She-Hulk, Deathlock, Ares, Blue and Gray Beast.
Yeah. Can I tell a quick story about She-Hulk?
Yeah.
So we got in a lot of trouble for that figure. And I think you could find the picture online. So we had done She-Hulk and they were doing samples for Hong Kong Toy Fair. And I remember the factory painted a sample, but gave her super low cleavage. Like it plunged, like her boobs were out. And I remember they showed that sample at Hong Kong Toy Fair, which the figure was not supposed to look that way. And Marvel flipped out, and there it is. There it is. So Marvel flipped out and then they were like, nope, you got to cover her up. And then I remember like we had to like cover her boobs and stuff. But yeah, that figure almost got killed.
Yeah. I have all the pictures, but I just don't have them in the slides. So, but then just real quick, you worked on the Ares, the Blue and Gray Beast, Bishop, Shauna the She-Devil.
Yeah.
North Star. You did Armored Spidey and Hydro Man.
Yeah. North Star was cool because North Star never came out. Like North Star was part of a wave that was shown and then they cut him. So I was able to then sneak him into one of my waves because he was this coveted figure that no one ever thought would come out. And I was like, oh, let's sneak this figure in. So it was cool to do that. But yeah, Hydro Man was cool because I got to do the water base for him. You know, I was trying to like always do different stuff. Like always trying to like be different. But Ares was a cool figure. Deathlock was my favorite of that whole 4-inch run.
Let me see if I can bring that one up. I'll show Deathlock here.
Yeah, there were some cool figures. I mean, the gray and blue beast, it sucked because the cat beast, the astonishing beast, was so good and it had all this articulation. And then it's like, I do beast and I have zero articulation. It just kind of sucked. But I'm like, well, I'm not going to not do beast. I wanted to do beast, but it just sucked that I couldn't put articulation.
Yeah. And then let me see here. I can remove this. I can add another. I have to add them individually when I do this, but here's the beast.
Oh, so bad. Like the sculpt itself was good, but the like the lack of articulation was terrible.
Yeah, because Beast has to be able to squat,
Yeah.
But oh well. They ended the line not too long after that, I think. So
Yeah.
all right, let's get into the next one, which is the 12-inch Marvel Legends, which you kind of got screwed on.
Another line I got screwed on. This line was not what it was supposed to be. Different from what it was. It was supposed to be, they wanted to compete with Hot Toys, and I told them, like, guys, you're not going to compete with Hot Toys. But it was supposed to be either, I think it was supposed to be 75 or 100, and it was supposed to be a 5th panel box, very premium, and then Target was like, has to be a window box. And we were like, what? And I'm like fighting. I'm like, guys, we do Transformer masterpieces that have a 5th panel with a belly band, so you can't even see the item. I'm like, why can't we do a 5th panel? Like, this is stupid. You guys are toning down this offering before it even happens. So it literally was not what it was supposed to be. But it was cool because Marvel let me do whatever I wanted on this. They were like, it's a fresh new line. It doesn't have to follow comic. It doesn't have to follow animation. It doesn't have to follow movie. So like Cap, I found some unused designs from like Oliver Copiel or something like that. And then I put my own twist on those and made this awesome Cap. Now, also the line was hindered for its time. If this line was done today with the inkjet printing on the faces, it could have been so much better. But it just, the faces are kind of dull looking, because when you do tampo printing on a 12-inch face, it looks like a Ken doll. Like, it's very dull and lifeless. And that's where I ran into with Thor and Cap, because they just, it just didn't get there. The Cap was cool because I was able to put this function where I didn't want a hole in his back for the shield. So basically you press the star on the front and it pushed out the star on the back, and you can flip it around and it's a peg to put the shield on his back. So like really clever things like that was fun. And there's things about this line I love, but there's things about this line I absolutely hate.
Is this where you first instituted the reverse ab crunch?
Yes, because I had seen what DC Icons was doing. And at the time, the figures weren't out yet, so I didn't have one in hand. But I was like, I'm going to copy that, because at that scale, you wanted all the most movement you can. Deadpool was one I wasn't really proud of, but I got kind of pushed into it. And he was on the Spider-Man body, which they tooled his head too big and his feet were too big, and he just didn't look good on the. And I was like, guys, he shouldn't be on his body. But they're like, nope, got to do it. And I'm like, fine. And
they made you do red Nerf guns?
No, so that was my idea. So a friend of mine was on the Nerf team, and I said to him, I was like, hey man, can you get me the files for these 2 blasters? Because I just thought it would be a fun Easter egg. It's like Hasbro owned Nerf, and I was doing this Marvel item, and I'm like, let's throw Nerf blasters in there. And then this was the one where the ungaze got nixed. Well, basically,
you can say gun.
I can't. Okay, so his pistol can't come out of the holster. It's cut in half. It's cut in half and glued in. Because Jesse was like, "You can do it, but you can't have it come out." And I'm like, "This is so stupid. So stupid." Deadpool has guns. Well, that gun is now. Basically, I ended up doing them in Action Force, but that's a gold 1911 because it's the same gun Nicolas Cage had in Face Off, the gold 1911s. So, I got to do some fun stuff like the burrito,
head pool.
The head pool. Yeah. The head pool had an articulating jaw and a stand. So there's stuff that was fun, but it's like,
by the way, just so everyone knows, this retailed for $5 less than Maximum Deadpool, which
is crazy.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's things I'm proud of. There's things I'm not, because I was hindered by what I was given.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I made bad design decisions. It was like I was handcuffed, And then of course, because Deadpool came out and everyone wanted Deadpool stuff, and this is where, Deadpool $20 bill came in, all of a sudden it's like I win that bet, and then it's like Deadpool everything. So we ended up forcing out 2 more Deadpools, and I'm like, this is so dumb.
I mean, the X-Force one is fine. I get
He's
it.
fine.
The
but
other
then
one,
the
though,
Weapon X one is pretty lame.
yeah,
You know?
yeah, that thing sat around. That might still be at GameStop to this day. I'm not sure. The Spider-Mans were pretty good.
Yeah, Spider-Man was cool. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, it's not like you really do much with Spider-Man. He is what he is. But then doing the black, I felt that the black costume one was better than the red and blue one. Like we put this iridescent sheen on him. Like he was just really cool looking. And then so for Spider-Man, the black costume, that white spider is co-molding. So it's not painted. Basically what they do is they run the mold in black and then they transfer it to a different mold and then run the mold in white. So the spider is molded into the black.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Co-molding is a cool process.
Nice. Yeah. I never bought that. I mean, I've only had a few of these over the years. I have none now, but and obviously it was before the pinless tech because you see those big red pins in there. Which was,
that's the other thing. It's like, you know, inkjet printing, pinless joints, like, you know, this line suffered.
Were the unmasked heads, were those just scaled up from the 6-inch?
Yeah.
And then the Iron Man, which the first time I saw this in person, dude, this was $5 at Ross.
No way, really?
And I still passed on it stupidly. Yeah, I should have picked it up for $5.
So I had done a design for Iron Man that I loved, and Jesse said no, and they ended up. This is like a hybrid of like the Superior Iron Man and something else. But they were like, no, go with this. And then like I changed a few things on it, but at the end of the day, you know, it wasn't my design. He was fine. And the Tony head going back on it, it's like I would have given him like a smirk, like a real cocky looking face, you know, but again, you can't, you know, I wasn't thinking then.
No, Wolverine.
Wolverine. So when I came off, I didn't really come off Marvel. I came off to go on G.I. Joe and Superhero Mashers, and Dwight had taken over a few of my items, and he did Wolverine and Black Panther, but then he had them sculpted, but then I was like, no, I want my items back. So I took them back. But it was like I couldn't change the sculpts on them. And I'm like, dude, you lazy fuck. He was so lazy. Like you could have done so many cool things with Wolverine, and this is what he did. Like I would have done some adamantium showing through the battle damaged face. I would, there's so many things I would have done differently. And it's like I would have put some texture on his costume. He didn't do any of that. Like he literally got to tool a new figure, and he all he did was scale up his Legends figure. And I'm like,
I mean, this is literally the Legend, the 6-inch scaled up.
I'm like, and same thing with Black Panther. He just scaled it up. And I'm like, dude, you are so lazy. Like, you know, and then Thor, this is my favorite. Well, him and Hulk are my favorite figures of the line, because Thor, I was so proud of this design. I wanted to go very Norse with him. So like in his tunic and his skirt is all this stitching that I designed, like, you know, and I remember Dwight coming to my office and I was drawing the inputs, and goes, why are you drawing the inputs? He's like, just pull reference. I'm like, no, I'm drawing every single one of these figures. Like, this is what I do. I'm not taking shortcuts. I'm not pulling Google images. Like, get out of here. The face, again, the face is a little lifeless. But again, that's because it's like I didn't have money to spend on deco, and inkjet printing wasn't there. But what I did love was the fact that we did removable hair so that either face can wear the long hair or the helmet. And that was something that, you know, wasn't done yet. Like no one was really doing that. I think maybe import stuff was doing it. Like I was looking at a lot of import stuff at that time, and import was new and fresh. So yeah, now they do it all over the place, like removable hair and hats and things like that. I fought to get a soft goods cape. I didn't get any wire. He was originally supposed to have the big spinning hammer, and I remember I had the sample in my office, the prototype, but it got costed out. We couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's the
Yeah.
scaled up Black Panther.
Stupid Black Panther.
The only movie one they did.
Yep.
Yeah, they didn't do a comic. Everything else was comic book based or your own designs, but yeah, they never did anything else. Which I always said they should have done Ant-Man.
Yeah,
because then you could use it with your 6-inch legends too.
Exactly. Well, that's why we did that Ant-Man Comic-Con pack. It was like the Giant Man you can use for any scale.
Right. Yep. And then the Hulk, the big boy.
There he is. Yep. Yeah, he was great. I got a lot of pushback from the team on not giving him purple pants, but I'm like, guys, we're not giving him purple pants. Like, this is a fresh new take. Like, he's not wearing purple parachute pants. Like, no, give him jeans.
Yeah, this was $20 at Ross.
Crazy.
I found two of them. I was like, oh my God.
But he's great. He's such a cool figure, and like, he's heavy. I remember the first sample I got, he was so heavy. I was like, this is so cool. But again, like pins, like, and I tried to get them to put caps on the pins, but they wouldn't do it. And I there was a third head that was tooled up with this. It was the flat top Jack Kirby Hulk head.
Oh.
Yeah. It just got costed out. So we didn't do it, but they tooled it.
Always costed out.
Yep. Yep.
Now we got to get into G.I. Joe, but let me clean up the chat. We got a lot of hooligans here that they got something to say. So and then we'll get into the
you missed the Daredevil, but that's okay. Daredevil sucked.
Oh yeah, I didn't put Daredevil in there. Was that on the Spider-Man body too?
It was.
It was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. He also had a big head, and giant feet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's too bad they made you use that Spider-Man body.
Oh man. It was like, it pained me. And again, these weren't my decisions. It was like, I got told what to do. I had like no say there.
We got Electric Blue Station. Thanks for the 2. Would love to see 4-inch Valaverse figures.
They're not costing well. And I don't believe in a 25 or 30-inch 4-inch figure.
All right. So. Luca Rocks with 5. Thank you. Wanted to ask Bobby if he knows where the green variant Rocketeer will be available yet. Really looking forward to that figure. Thank you.
Yeah. Next year, probably like summer next year.
He says where?
Oh, where?
Because it's like it's an exclusive, right?
It'll so I'm kind of taking a page out of Rob's book. I keep calling them exclusives. They're more like figure drops because I offer things at the show and then offer them on the site. So
gotcha.
The first time it'll probably be available is whatever my summer show is. So DFW. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Luca. We got Pokey with $5. Thank you, Pokey. Outside of Action Force, what was your favorite figure to work on, and which one are you most proud of?
Outside of Action Force?
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna get to it. It's in the G.I. Joe section, but I worked on this 30-inch Spider-Man, but that was what got me hired, kind of thing. I love that item. It was, there's some kid items that I'm really proud of. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to really look at, because I worked on so many items. You got to remember, I was probably averaging 115, 120 items a year, and I was there for 7 years. So a lot of items.
Right. Real quick aside, Jersey Maniac sent me this website that it's like a database of Marvel Legends. Guess how many Marvel Legends they made in 2023? The most they've ever made in a year.
$75.
178.
Get out of here.
In 2023, it was the year after 2022, right? When they overproduced everything. The quantities and all that stuff went to Ollie's, the Disney Plus stuff, all that. 2023, they made 178 different Marvel Legends.
I wonder how many movies came out that year.
I don't know.
They do so many movie waves, and then they do classic waves, and then Comic-Con items and exclusives, and wow.
Nuts, dude. Nuts. Wow. Let's see here. RC Archaeologist, thanks for the $5. He says, how does the 4-inch pricing scale to 6-inch, Bobby?
Yeah, it's kind of comparable-ish. I mean, everything's different. But again, my 6-inch stuff costs out to do $28 to $30 figures. you know, the foreign or the O-ring, the 3 3/4 inch stuff was pricing out to make the figures around the $25 area. And I'm like, I don't believe in that. I don't think an O-ring figure should be $25 or more. There are companies doing O-rings for $30 and above, and you guys are crazy for buying it. I'll never sit here and tell people not to buy something, but I'm like, I'm gonna judge you for buying it, because an O-ring figure, a modern day O-ring figure, should not be $30 or more. It should not. It shouldn't. Yeah.
I mean, everything's getting crazy, man, with pricing.
Yeah.
Thank you, RC Archaeologist. Shockwave member for 7 months. Thank you. I think I'm supposed to say something meaningful with these member chats. Oops. Not again. That's okay, Shockwave. Thanks for being a member for 7 months. John Garrett, thank you for $20. He says, congrats on completing the move to North Carolina, Bobby. Did you happen to see that Hasbro announced a Lara Croft figure that will be appearing in their G.I. Joe classified line and comics? Any thoughts on this?
Yeah, it's kind of old news by now, but yeah, it was smart. I mean, I don't know how relevant the Tomb Raider brand is now. Because every year that goes by, they don't have a new game. And you see between Embracer and Crystal Dynamics, they're just laying people off and stopping projects and this and that. But I mean, they're trying to throw stuff at the wall, like the animated series. I didn't watch it, and then the new live action series that Amazon's doing. But I don't know if any of that's going to be good. I mean, at least people get a modern Lara figure. But yeah, we'll see.
I don't think that series is going to be good at all.
No.
It looks like it's going to be shit.
No. I don't think Sophie Turner is a good choice for Lara.
No. Padre Costanero, member for 18 months. Thank you, Padre. He says, Bobby, you are humble, but also hard on yourself.
You have to be. It's how you get better. I mean, if you can't just be complacent. You can't just,
You are many things. You are not humble.
I am humble. Hell no. To the no. Listen, when you watch wrestling, do you think that, these guys are the way they are? It's like, come on. It's Persona. You guys wanted a heel. I'll give you a heel. Like, come on.
Son of GTL, thanks for being a member for 26 months. Bobby, if you could do a playset for Action Force, what would you do?
I don't know, man. That's tough, because I haven't gone that far with the lore to create what the meaningful headquarters is for the Swarm or Action Force or the Garrison. So I don't know yet. For me, I want to put more of the playset stock into 1944. So I want to do one of those German bunkers, so you could do more playsets for that line.
Open top pillbox, maybe something.
Yep.
All right, here we go. The meat and potatoes, G.I. Joe. When you worked on G.I. Joe, of course, the Missile Command headquarters, you did a whole video of
that's my favorite item. Yeah. So we don't need to go into that, because I did a whole video on it.
Well, you put it on the list, so I have it here.
Got it. But yeah, my all-time favorite item that I ever worked on.
There's a whole awesome video about it on the Valaverse channel. Check it out later on. These 3 figures, those Cobra Troopers look nice.
Yeah, none of it was new tooling. It was all kit bash stuff. So,
all right, so you can control the slides, right?
Oh, I can.
Yeah,
okay.
you should be able to see it. It'll give you a little options. Cool. There you go.
Okay.
So this is Budo.
So this is the Collectors Club stuff. So for those of you that don't know, the G.I. Joe Collectors Club had the license for G.I. Joe to do basically subscription service figures and some exclusives for, they did JoeCon. And when I moved on to the G.I. Joe brand, I think this was 2015, 2016, Daryl DePriest had been overseeing, the Collectors Club stuff, but he wasn't really involved. They would basically send him the list of figures and he would approve or deny. And that was it. But when I took over, Daryl's like, I want you to oversee all of it. And at the time, the those guys have been kind of running their own thing, and then I come in and I'm like, no, we're gonna start doing this my way, which they liked and didn't like at the same time. Brian Savage was running, the G.I. Joe Collectors Club, and it was very popular with the Joe fans, with these subscription figures. And it was great because they were doing some nostalgia figures in the 4-inch line that Hasbro wasn't doing. So when I came on, I handled FFS 7 and FFS 8. FFS, or figure subscription service, that's what it stood for. But so they would do like 12 or 13 figures per wave. And, I came in and I'm like, hey, Brian, look, I'm a designer. I can design the figures for you. You don't have to spend outside money. I'm running the G.I. Joe brand now. So like, I can do these for you. That's where he was like, oh, great. Like, you're an asset. And Brian loved not spending money, but also like I pushed back on a lot of things for them. And then they would go to Daryl, and Daryl would be like, well, it's Bobby's call. So, but like, so Budo was one of those figures that I did the build for. So a lot of it was kit bashing. There wasn't much new tooling. Every now and then you get a head and an accessory. So you had to get really creative. So this is how I would do basically my builds. And I would have hundreds of parts all over my desk, and I would build these, make sure parts fit. So I would pick parts for the figures. So here's Budo, and I did a brand new head for him. Here's the deco sheet. Here's my input for the head, And what they would do is the Collectors Club, because they were only doing very small limited runs, like you're talking maybe 1,500 pieces. They would use aluminum molds, and instead of steel, because it was cheaper, but you wouldn't get a lot of uses out of it. So they only knew that they were getting a single use out of stuff. So they went with aluminum molds. But the problem with aluminum molds is the detail is very soft. So a lot of these heads look like dog shit. So like I do these nice inputs, and I'll show you what I'm talking about with Crystal Ball, but we do these nice inputs, and then, either the sculptor they had was bad or the tooling ended up jacking it up.
I love that big samurai like helmet.
Yeah. So again, we had these parts in this parts library. I was like, cool, like I can make this figure with just a new head. So here's Crystal Ball. He was one of my favorites to do because I loved him because he was so funky looking. And so there's his build, there's his deco, and then here's his head sculpt. I made him really like crazy looking. But if you look at the sculpt here on the figure to the right, the head looks like dumb. Like it's so bad looking. So again, either the sculptor just was bad, or because they basically took a 3D render and colored it and put it on the figure's body. That's not the actual tooled head. So it just, they didn't follow.
What was the timeline on these? Like, what year were these coming out?
I was working on these maybe 2016. So they were coming out at some point in 2016 or like 2017, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Because then I
didn't know the subscription service went that long. I thought it was done.
Yeah. They were doing it from like, because they would do O-ring figures, and then they switched over to the 4-inch figures. But they started doing the 4-inch figures when it went to 25th anniversary, so around like 2008. So, and I think the last subscription service was 2017 or 2018. So they went almost 10 years with the 4-inch figures. And they would do a lot of box sets for for JoeCon, which were coveted, and those things go for thousands of dollars. So here's Dusty. I loved the 90, 91, 92 era figure. So I wanted to do the Dusty and Sandstorm, and, here's the build, and here's the deco and the figure. Very, very straightforward, but I was able to do this figure without any new tooling. He came out good. Good body parts. This one, so I loved the 1990 General Hawk with the jetpack. I was like, I have to do that figure, and I was able to do this figure with no new tooling. Of those like Raptors wings or something. They were skydive. So during Pursuit of Cobra, they did this figure skydive, and he had these wings, and I was like, cool. Now my deco got messed up. I did a bad job of picking colors, and he he ended up coming out closer to what the Fun School version looked like rather than the 1990 version. So I had to I remember being on a podcast and apologizing for this figure because the deco was bad on it. But yeah, I mean, it worked. It's what you could do. You had to get really creative with these figures. Jinx was one that, we did Tiger Force Jinx. There's her build. I did the input for the head, and look at how bad the sculpt was. So it doesn't look anything like it.
I don't think the sculpt looks, I mean, that's a 4-inch figure. I don't think it looks that bad.
I mean, compared to my input.
I think she looks more Asian than the classified Jinx.
Yeah.
Classified Jinx to me doesn't look Asian.
I would agree with that also.
Yeah.
The Chaos Crew figure was just an easy build.
This is cool, dude. Like,
yeah,
you give me like a badass dude in a hockey mask. I mean, the Casey Jones thing.
Yep.
That's freaking rad. I love that.
Well, here I had to get creative because the yellow mask originally came on a skull for what was that jungle guy with the dreads name? I forget.
Yeah, I have that in classified.
But I was like, I wonder if because I didn't want to use the skull underneath the head. I wanted to use like a human head. So I was like, the Zartan head fit. And sure enough, it fit. So we switched out the heads so you could have a human head under there.
Chaos Crew. Yeah, that's cool.
Chaos Crew. Yeah.
You got to work a hockey mask into Action Force.
I will eventually in the extras line.
That's cool.
Bonsai, he was one again, like you got really creative with stuff. And, I remember like I told Brian I wanted to do Bonsai. And he was like, can you do that? Can you pull that figure off? I'm like, I got it, so he was, straightforward, but, Blizzard was another cool one to do. So they had done this, during the Pursuit of Cobra, they did this Arctic Duke, which had a Channing Tatum head, and that figure never came out. And then I used the body for the Alpine figure for a mech suit, and then that figure never came out. So I was like, I've tried to get this body out twice, and it hasn't come out. So I was able to do Blizzard, which was basically the same as what that Arctic Duke was. See, canceled Arctic Duke, and then the project number. So that's that's where it used those parts. So that was him. He was fun. He worked.
Blizzard. Here now we're talking, baby.
There you go.
Bushido.
Yeah,
that's my boy right there. I had Bushido
So
as a kid. Love Bushido.
Yeah, he used that same samurai helmet, but I was like, look, we got to do a new mask for him. So
yeah, you got to have the horns. Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah,
that's awesome. And an unmasked head. Nice.
Yeah, because the mask plugged into the helmet, just like on that figure.
Dude, if they do him in classified, I want the big helmet like that.
Right.
I want the big, goofy samurai helmet. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Love Bushido.
So he came out looking good. Fast draw. So this was fast draw, and a friend of mine was not happy with this build. He thought it was a very he called it expected, or he was just like, oh, you could have went totally different with him, but I went with what worked, and I felt like this worked for fast draw because there was a Duke that came out in Pursuit of Cobra that had these giant rockets on him, and I was like, well, that'll work for fast draw. So
yeah, that's cool.
He was fun to do.
That they didn't do heavy duty with those rockets, did they, or did they?
No.
Okay.
Captain Gridiron was another figure I love that I wanted to do, and we got to tool a new helmet with them. So that was the helmet I did, and I want to say the helmet came out looking terrible when they tooled it. I think it was like oversized or looked really crappy, but
on the figure there, it almost looks like military with the football face.
And that's how I wanted it to be, but
I like it.
Yeah. Munitia, I didn't do the figure build. I just did the input for the head sculpt.
No, wait, go back. That's
Agent Helix.
Helix.
Yeah, that's the body. So they just used the body for her
with a new head.
And I just did a new head. So
I got you. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I did Munitia for the head. Yeah. So
cool.
Ninja Force Zartan, it's just straightforward figure. The thing about him was, so originally he was supposed to have an existing Zartan head with a new mohawk, because this Zartan head had a slot for the hood that glued into it. And I was like, well, we could just do a mohawk that glues in. But I think Brian didn't want to spend the money. So he's like, well, you can either get rid of the figure or find another, way to do it. And there was this, for the Retaliation movie, there was this G.I. Joe trooper that had an a head under the helmet, and the guy had a mohawk. Now, it wasn't big like the Zartan mohawk, but I was like, well, it's a mohawk, so this is what we're going to use. But again, you had to get creative with this stuff.
And, I mean, that's a very 90s figure, right?
Yeah.
And you guys probably didn't want to, like, go that far with it.
Yeah.
Dial it back. Yeah.
So this was my build for Overkill. Now, all right, so that's the only one. So they wanted to do Overkill. I came up with this build, which I thought worked perfect for Overkill. And then they ended up going a different route, and they chose their own build based on it was like the comic or something like that. And he looked like crap. And I was like, guys, you should have used my build. So I was kind of bummed that they didn't use my build for it. But
they didn't go with this look?
They didn't. He ended up looking totally different. So yeah, I was
now
like,
that hold on, go back. That gun he has, that same exact gun is in Marvel Legends. It came with the Hydra Trooper.
Seriously?
Did the canister come off on this?
Not in that scale, no.
It does in 6-inch.
Okay.
That came with, and I think it might have came with a Punisher too. Gotcha. Yeah.
Here's Payload. This was one of my favorite figures I did because he was super challenging. Like, I remember every time I would pitch a figure or tell Brian, like, this is what I'm doing, he's like, can you really do that figure? I'm like, dude, watch me. Like, watch. I know the G.I. Joe library like the back of my hand. Like, I knew all these figures and I knew what can work. So there was this, I forget what they called it. It was like a Data Viper or something like that. So they did this Retaliation figure where he had these, this big vest with these giant mech looking things. And I'm like, dude, that body and this rig will look perfect for, Payload. And then we had just done that Revolutions pack and that the Leoric head for the whatever that line is. I was like, oh, I need a mustache head. That'll work perfect. So, yeah, he came out great. I was super happy with this figure. Yes, figure. Payload was with the Defiant. Yep.
Cool.
So there he is. He was awesome. Recoil. I did the build in the deco for Recoil, and so the original Recoil figure had these powder puff baby blue guns. And I told them, like, guys, we're not doing the baby blue guns. Like, we're not. And I remember telling them, they're like, no, we got to do it. And I was like, no, I'm not approving that. Like, and this is where they went rogue. So I said, no, I'm not approving it. You're doing black guns because the baby blue was so dumb.
Did you say it like this? No.
Probably.
Okay.
But when they did it, like, they did the figure, and like when the figure came out, he had the baby blue guns, and I'm like, you assholes. Like, and that's where, like, they should have understood the licensee relationship. And because they went years going rogue, and then I came in and was calling the shots, they were like, oh shit, and they were on their way out. These were their last 2 waves of figures. So they knew they weren't doing any more, but they had it easy with Daryl. And I was like, so they did the blue guns, and it was stupid. Red Laser was one that I threw in there. Super easy to do because he required no tooling. It was just deco. I wanted to do a 84 styled hooded Cobra Commander with the dark blue and the gold trim, just like he was in the line. Because
this is just like a Cobra Commander body, right?
Yeah, because the Retaliation had done the light blue version. I'm like, the hooded Cobra Commander was never on the light blue body. So they didn't want to do, for some reason, they didn't want to do that Cobra Commander. So I'm like, fine, let's do Red Laser. And then I was going to use that Cobra Commander for my Duke 2-pack after the Missile Command headquarters.
Cool. That's a cool looking figure.
Yeah, he was
This
fun.
guy looks cool too.
Yeah, this was easy because they were doing a lot of the UK Tiger Force stuff, and since I had already done the Blizzard figure, I'm like, you can get another shot at it by just doing the Tiger Force one.
Sweet.
Yep. All right,
Okay, we're gonna take a break here.
Yep.
Okay. You good with that?
Mm-hmm.
Take a break here because I need to tell everyone that they should be shopping at nerdzone.com. That's right, guys. Nerdzoic.com. And right now it's Warhammer Saturday. Are you into Warhammer? They got what you're looking for. Lord of the Rings strategy battle game. Look at this. A new Dawn White Dwarf magazine, Middle Earth. They got paints. They got the miniatures. They got everything at nerdzoic.com. If you're a Warhammer guy, go check it out. Or how about Boss Fight Studios figures, Bobby? Epic Hacks. They got the new Red Sonja up for pre-order at nerdzoic.com. He sells all companies. He's not biased like you. That's what I'm saying.
Did Matt really make you talk about this figure?
Hey, listen.
$50. Hey, guys, $50.
But if you want it, you go to nerdzoic.com because you'll get a good deal on shipping. You throw it in your pile of loot.
Don't ruin this for me, Vala. I need this. Don't do it.
$50. I mean, hey, they got to pay those new salaries somehow. $50.
I suppose. You get the Red Sonja, okay? He's got everything, guys. He's got everything. You go over there. He's got this new thing. It's called Reloaded. Nerdzoic Reloaded. Have you heard of that, Bobby? It's great. See, he's buying old collections now from collectors that are out of the game. You go to the Reloaded section of nerdzoic.com. Look at this. $8. Not $50. $8 for some Marvel Legends. Maybe you missed out on in the past. They're as low as $5, some of these. Legends, Black Series, he's got it. Used figures for sale on Nerdzoic. This is pocket change nowadays. I don't think you can buy a bag of Cheetos for $5 anymore. You know what I mean, Vala?
Very smart, Matt. Very smart.
It is. Yes, like he's a genius. Matt at nerdzoic.com is a genius. That's how he came up with the Nerd Stash feature. Right, Bobby?
Yeah. Dude, do your ad, man.
Feature on nerdzoic.com.
Do your ad.
You order stuff, you let your orders pile up, you save money on shipping. Listen, why aren't you going to nerdzoic.com? You should be. You should be. You know why? Because every purchase you make at nerdzoic.com supports a small family business run by Matt and Anna. You know them. They're great. You're not going to support the corporate coffers there over at Amazon. Forget that. Forget the Walmarts. They're not going to.
They just helped me out recently with an order of mine because it got shipped out. I got the Big Bird. It got shipped out to my old address, and I was like, "Oh, hey guys, I've been trying to change the address. UPS won't let me. Can you change it?" They said they couldn't, but they shipped me out a new one. Luckily, my neighbor at my old house got that one, and I was able to send that back to them. But they were very gracious to send me out the new one. So yes, Matt's running a great company over there.
Incredible customer service at nerdzoic.com. Lightning fast turnaround on in-stock orders, and you're never going to be surprised with any hidden fees, especially not those dreaded tariff fees. No. You pre-order at one price, that's the price you pay. They're not going to surprise you with the tariff fee later on. And just, I'm speaking for myself here in Washington. When I make an order on nerdzoic.com, I don't pay sales tax.
Oh, nice.
No sales tax. That's 10% savings for me right at the get-go. 10%. Your results may vary, but I'm just saying, you might as well give them a shot. Nerdzoic.com. They're small enough to care, but they're big enough to deliver. That's all I got, man. Check them out. And by the way, one more thing. A Big Bird giveaway. You mentioned Big Bird. A Big Bird giveaway courtesy of nerdzoic.com coming up on the after show. That's right.
Great figure, man.
He sent me an extra Big Bird, which is an excellent figure.
Great figure.
And we are going to give it away to one lucky viewer on the after show. All right. Let's get back into it. You also worked on Transformers.
I did.
You did?
Did. Very, very early in my career, like day one. So this is like when I talked about that exclusives team. So this is when one team handled all the exclusives for all the brands. So my boss was like, I don't know anything about Transformers. And I was like, well, I don't know anything about Transformers either, but I worked on them. Luckily the Transformers team, like, were good about helping me out. Like, all right, we're going to go this route, that kind of thing. So I kind of just managed the item. I didn't really do much. So like for Sunstorm, like we were doing a bunch of Seekers, and the team, I asked the team, like, what do you suggest? And they're like, oh, we can do, like, what could we do for redecos of the Seekers? And like, well, I could do Sunstorm. And I want to say like Sunstorm only appeared in like the animation or the movie for like a second or something, and then he wasn't named or so. I remember there being something like that. Like he wasn't. I'll
tell you, I never saw him in any cartoon or.
Yeah, he wasn't like official, so it was like kind of like an Easter egg figure. And then we ended up doing like this cool flame effect in the deco on him, which ended up coming out really cool.
And then, wrong way. And then you worked on Soundwave.
Yeah, I worked on Soundwave.
Now the Transformer.
What?
He's the coolest Transformer.
He is the coolest. So the way it worked with the Masterpiece stuff is Takara would do it first, and Takara would release their own, and then Hasbro would basically use the tooling and do their own version, which I always found odd. It's like, because there's always that weird, like, who owns it? Is it Takara or Hasbro? Is it a joint thing? Who knows? Blah, blah, blah. So Takara had done Soundwave on his own, and then they did the cassettes as a separate item. So we did ours as one full item. And then we decoed the eyes different to make him look like the cartoon. Look like the cartoon, which had yellow eyes. So not much changed, but it was cool that we did this one big offering. And I remember just like thinking like it came in this huge box, and I was like, whoa, I have this sample of this awesome item in my office. I'm like, this is great.
And he came with Megatron.
Came with Megatron. Yep.
And then the Acid Storm. Which
this is my baby. Yeah. So Acid Storm was the first one I worked on. And it was one of those things where it was like, let's do something different, because we had done all the main Seekers, and it was like Acid Storm was kind of like this, not major Seeker, but we ended up doing something cool with the tempo of the digital deco on his wings. And then my name and the paint shop designer, his name is on the cockpit. So that was fun.
Yeah, which is in the next slide right there.
Yep.
It's very small, and I can't zoom in because it's a PDF, but it says
Master Sergeant B. Vicious Vala.
Vicious Vala.
Yeah.
Wasn't that your hockey nickname or something?
It was. My friend gave me that was my UFC name. He was like, because we watch UFC all the time, and he gave me that name, because you can't pick your own name. Someone has to give it to you.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, that was what I put, because originally they had put other designers' names on the previous versions, like on some of the other ones, and my name wasn't supposed to be on there, but the designer who the guy in the paint shop picked said no, he didn't want his name on it. So then he said to me, he goes, "You want your name on it?" I'm like, "Sure." So that's what we put.
Cool.
Yep.
And I'm sure not a lot of people know this, but you also worked on Star Wars. So you worked on all the big brands at Hasbro while you were there.
Yep. Touched it all, baby. So yeah,
item.
this was, let me tell you something. This item on the secondary market is ridiculously priced, because I bought one at a show last year, and I think I paid $100 for it, which is so dumb, because I had a bunch of these samples in my office.
It blows my mind that as an employee that you design a toy, you don't get a sample to take home of a finished product.
Well, no, you do. It's just that when I got let go, you can't take everything in your office.
Oh.
So, I was only able to take a certain amount of things, and I wasn't going to take the Ewok catapult. But this one was cool. Like, this was at the time, like, the vintage collection was huge, and Kmart was still around, and they were kind of coveted items, and we got to do this newly tooled Ewok catapult, which an Ewok catapult hadn't been done since the old Kenner days. So what I did was my boss at the time, he now works for Lucasfilm doing approvals for like Sideshow and all the 12-inch and the collector stuff. Cool. So he was like very meticulous on detail. He was like, everything has to match. And I remember like scouring tons of images and the movie, looking at how they constructed the catapult. and I matched it to the movie exactly. And
Perfect.
you know, it came out great. You know, with the rocks and then the Ewoks. There was this in the Star Wars magazine. They had this picture of all the Ewoks actors like in their costumes together, and it was the first time Lucasfilm had named a lot of the Ewoks.
Oh.
And you know, my boss was like, "This is our opportunity to do Ewoks that have never been done before." So I forget what their two names were, but they were Ewoks that hadn't been done before.
Did you put the names on the box?
I think they're on the back of the box.
Okay. I don't have
Yeah.
a slide of that. Sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, the scanning
let's see.
through another. Yeah, go ahead.
Real quick, Peak Obi-Wan says, you did the Ewok catapult, Bobby. I have a new respect for you. This is one of the greatest modern Star Wars toys, in my opinion. Wow.
Thanks, man.
An Ewok
Thanks.
toy as well.
Glad you dig it.
I don't know if that's good or bad for the Star Wars line, but
Yeah, right.
that's cool. Yeah. The Imperial Scanning Crew, also at Kmart. I remember these stacked up when my Kmart went out of business.
Yeah. These were fun. These cool little
set.
2-packs. And then this Stormtrooper is supposed to be TK421. I forget what's something on his belt or something that was specific to that costume, that armor that Luke takes from him and stuff. So I think maybe it's the grappling hook or something, but this was, you know, how we got TK421 in here.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then you get the inside, that thing open. You
Yep.
got to put stuff on the inside. Did you just make this up, or was this taken from reference?
No, we had reference of it.
Oh, that's cool.
You were never allowed to make stuff up with Lucasfilm. So we had this filing cabinet, and it was 6 feet tall, huge, and it had tons of CDs, like discs, and it was filled. You had to go in and find the disc and pull the reference, and Lucas shot everything. He took meticulous pictures of literally everything. So we had it. You just had to, you could spend 2-3 hours combing through these CDs, you know, and this is back in, you know, the mid 2000s when laptops and computer towers took CDs. Now it's like, you can't play a CD on my current MacBook.
Well, that's cool. You got to make it accurate, and that never appeared on film.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
Yeah, because in the movie they took the lid off, but you never saw what was inside.
Yeah, you never
just
saw
carried it right up.
Yeah. And then this was like a second set. It wasn't a variant. It was just a second set.
Yeah,
right?
they did. It was like an assortment of 2. So you had
Yeah.
one crew that had this scanning device, and the other crew had the other scanning device.
Yeah. That's cool. So you worked on all the big brands at Hasbro.
Yep. And Nerf. I worked on Nerf too.
Oh, Nerf.
Yep.
We didn't get to that. That wasn't on the...
And I worked on Beyblade.
Oh my God. And Hero Mashers.
And Hero Mashers. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
My resume is pretty intense when I think about it.
And then I just wanted to throw a couple, you know, another slide at the end there to just show that we're at
I just finished Euphoria, and I was like, there was so much Sydney Sweeney.
No?
What?
I said I've never seen it. Is it worth watching?
It's weird. I don't think you'll like it. It's like weird drama, teenage angsty drug stuff. Like it's weird. It has its high points and it has its low points, but I just watched the 3rd season just because it's the last season. And
is it a show with like a lot of like 20 episodes, or like how many episodes in a season?
I mean, it's 10 episodes a season or 8 episodes a season, something like that.
Can I are they like an hour long, half hour?
Yeah, they're an
long?
hour. They're an hour.
Oh, okay. So I could like realistically like watch the whole season in like maybe a week or so. Like
watch the first season, see if you like it. If you don't have to watch 2 and 3.
Right. That's cool. Yeah, right on, man. Okay, well, now that we wrap that up,
wow. All right.
That is the end of the slideshow. That was what the hooligans, the fans, voted on that they wanted to hear you talk about. Yeah.
Walk down memory lane for me.
We do have some questions.
That stuff's so old now. When I think about it, it's like, holy crap. I've been working on, Valaverse stuff for 7 years. I was at Hasbro for 7 years. And it's like I had done freelance work for Hasbro and Mattel before that. So it's like, holy crap, man, that stuff was so long ago, and seeing like the shortcomings of what you could and couldn't do. Like we didn't have inkjet printing on the faces for 12-inch Marvel in 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we got a few questions and comments here from the hooligans before we wrap this up. Crimson Cobra Commander says, question, what is the deal with guns and weapons for Marvel Legends? You mentioned that you couldn't do guns with Deadpool.
Yeah, they had this mandate at some point. It was a movie thing where they just didn't want guns appearing in things. And I'm like, wait a second. You have the Punisher comic book and you have the MCU movies and Black Widow's using guns. And I think they just looked at it as, well, the toys are age graded 4+, so they didn't want guns. And it's like, well, we all know Legends aren't being bought by 4-year-olds. But it was a conversation that we were fighting with them constantly, and it was going on for so long. But it changed now. Like, everything's fine now. But there was a time where, like, yeah, you just couldn't use guns.
DC went through the same thing. Poncho says, hey, Bobby, have you ever considered making your own superhero line with original characters?
Yes, I have a synopsis for a superhero line. It's just not a high priority yet. I want to get through 1944 first.
All right. We got Unrefined Productions. I've always been curious about how Hasbro dealt with things like new hand sculpts, as they are all the same, and things like joint architecture, such as looking at competitors.
I mean, like new, like hand sculpts. I mean, I've said it before in some of my videos. Like, I don't understand why they don't do more hands, because hands really don't cost much. You're gang molding them. So if you're tooling new hands, it's like, when I tool hands, it's usually one mold and it's all hands. Maybe Hasbro's trying to sneak hands in with a foot mold or something like that. But if you have a figure that doesn't have new feet or something like that, and just doing a new set of hands, why not do more hands?
I got a lot of Marvel Legends with gloved hands that have fingernails sculpted in. So
I know.
Yeah.
I know. And then they've done lower female torsos that have belly buttons.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
We got PB11 with $5. Thank you, Mr. Vala. When is your next Valaverse drop? I need to budget and plan accordingly.
We have a big drop coming. I'm trying to think. I think it's shipping from the factory at the beginning of September. So October. Yeah. So yeah, October. So October, November, December, October, November, December, January, we have drops. So there's drops every month from October on. Yeah, there's nothing coming in August or September. I'm trying to think. Yeah, because there's the reissue of the Black is coming. Yeah, because he's shipping September. So he'll ship September, come in October. So I might put that stuff up for like a very soft pre-order in September so that you can buy it, and then in October it arrives. So I'll probably do that. But yeah, there's a lot. I'm trying to think. I was sending a breakdown to one of my wholesale partners, and they were like, holy crap, you have so many items coming out the rest of the year. I'm like, I know. Like, we have Action Force stuff, we have the Black stuff, we have extras, we have Splinter Cell, we got the Raft. Yeah, it's pretty intense. Save your money. Don't buy $40 figures.
Got a Red Ghost with $2. Thank you. No female characters in Marvel Legends 12-inch and Mashers ?
Yeah, Mashers, they never wanted to do females. And 12-inch, so I was originally planning, so the next wave I was going to do, because you always had to, back then you always had to follow what they were doing in movie, and which was annoying because they just needed a way to sell it. But I wanted to do a classic Captain Marvel, not movie Captain Marvel, classic, as the first female. And then I was planning on doing Thanos. He wouldn't be as big as Hulk, but he would be like the next size up from the regular figure. So I had done a Thanos and a Captain Marvel. I sculpted them up, and they looked amazing.
That would have been
And then
cool.
they killed the line.
Yeah. Let's see here. We got RC Archaeologist. Thank you for $5. Bobby, you said you don't know if you don't. Hold on. Am I reading the right one?
No, you're not. That was a G.I. Joe comment.
Bobby, for the 89 and 92 Joe fans out here, more bright Valaverse figures, please. Some of us love neon.
It's tough. You have to, like, when you do bright colors, you're almost like is this okay? Like, you know, when you're doing such grounded stuff, it's like when you want to do a bright color, it's like, is this gonna work? Like I remember when Siege is wearing like a grayish teal sort of shirt, like t-shirt under his jacket. And I remember thinking, like, is this okay? You know, and then Sidewinder's wearing a red shirt. But sometimes you have to throw those pops of colors in there. Neon is tough.
The extras line. Do neon and extras.
Yeah, the extras line can definitely have neon.
You can really play around and have fun with
I want to do a 90s extras figure with like parachute pants.
Jinko jeans.
Jinko jeans, parachute pants. Yeah, baby.
Call up Fred Durst and get the Limp Bizkit logo for a t-shirt, you know?
You can use all the money you can get.
Yeah. East Coast Cody, thanks for $5. Bobby, you said you don't know if you don't ask. Why isn't there a Grand Theft Auto toy line? Has nobody asked them for the rights?
I don't know if nobody's asked them for the rights, but you got to remember, like, that's a video game that, you know, supports like stealing cars and hookers and, you know, gangsters and stuff. It's like,
I mean,
with the extras line, maybe, but I mean, like, that's probably, if I had to think, that's probably why no one wants to touch anything like that.
I mean, but here's the thing with Grand Theft Auto: the characters are just normal people. Like they just look, they are extras. Like you could just do that. You just don't call it Grand Theft Auto. I mean, they're just t-shirts. I mean, they're just normal people.
Exactly.
So,
is it true? Like, how long has it been since they announced that game and it hasn't come out yet? I know I see like memes about it.
A long time. I don't know. 10 years?
Wow.
Probably. Wow. Let's see here. We got Mersenne Twister. The contrast from what we got before compared to after is glaring.
Yeah.
She's talking about the stuff you worked on, G.I.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty nuts. I mean, that's why I'm like, look, like, it's easy for you guys to judge that stuff is bad now. But you have to remember, at the time, Legends was nowhere near as big as it was now. It was very small. I don't want to say very small, but it's like collector was such a like 10% of the business. Yeah, now it's like 50% because it grown. But back then it wasn't that big.
Yeah. Chaotic, thanks for being a member for 9 months. No message, but much appreciated. Let's see here. Cowley wants to know if the 1944 figures will come with saluting hands.
There will be saluting hands. I don't know if every figure will have them, but we'll have, you know, because we'll probably do a hand packs, and I have the saluting hand already. So, yeah.
East Coast Cody sends in another $5. Thank you. Have you seen BBTS new waitlist? I waitlisted a Ghost Operator and Praetorian somehow. Do they just have some that fell behind a shelf in the warehouse?
Yeah, I don't know how that works because they're not getting any more Ghost Operators and they're not getting any more Praetorians. So
those are gone.
I don't know how they pick what goes on a wait list. You know, because sometimes they'll send me POs and I'm like, guys, this thing's been sold out for 2 or 3 years. Yeah. So
I've heard that from other toy manufacturers as well. Like,
yeah. So
you're not
I try to keep them up to date. I'm like, guys, if you want to know what's in stock, go to my website. That's what's in stock.
And if it's not in stock there, check nerdzoic.com. Okay. We got Can You Fig It member for 23 months. Dude, Wes and Fred in the extras line. Hashtag Limp Bizkit.
Fred Durst in the extras line would be pretty cool.
Just you had the backwards red hat, right?
Yep.
The New York it's a Yankees hat, right? Yeah.
It's a Yankees hat. So we couldn't do the Yankees symbol, but we can give him a red hat.
Right.
So
one more from Lone Wolf. Bobby has all this reminiscing, giving you any new ideas for any of your current or future lines. Not
new ideas, but it is kind of like I look at them and I'm like, oh man, if I wish I could do them better. Like I wish I had another shot at something. So when I look back at the old stuff, I'm like, oh man, but then I have to remember, I'm like, it was a different time then, and you grow and you get better as you go on. You know, I'm sure like, you know, comic book artists, they look at their work from 10 years prior and it looks different. And then, or someone like, I look at Jim Lee's work now and it's like, yeah, Jim Lee's still amazing, but I could see his work going down. Whereas Batman Hush was the best he's ever been. You know, so you just see different evolutions. I think the same way when I'm at the office in the conference room, I have every single Action Force item and out. So when I look at like the Series 1 stuff, I'm like, ooh, like, yes, does it have a special place for me? But it doesn't, like, I'm just like, ooh, like I wouldn't have made that decision today, kind of thing. Like,
don't do it, George Lucas. Okay, don't go back and change stuff you already made.
No, I would never go back and change stuff I already made. But I have the opportunity to do new versions of characters.
Swarm 2.0 would be cool.
Swarm 2.0, Carrick and Battle Armor.
Yeah.
A
lot of good ideas. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, hooligans, channel members, for sticking around. Stick around for the after show too. That's coming up in about, let's say, 30 minutes or so, maybe somewhere in there. We're gonna have Alex Sanchez on, maybe another special guest. Bobby, you got anything coming up you want to talk about?
I want to give people kind of, because I just realized today was Saturday and I haven't had a YouTube video come out in 2 weeks. That is because I moved. And Mark and I were supposed to do a lot of videos to get us to like August. And then I was going to travel back and do some more, but stuff happened with the move and we just couldn't get the time in there to film. But I'm trying to think of what I want to do for the channel. I don't know if I'm going to go to just a live channel, kind of like what Ryan does. Maybe I can do it on the same night and compete with him. But, just, I don't know. I don't know what you guys want to see. But I'm open to hearing suggestions of what you want to see moving forward for the channel.
I think you could do it. I think you could do it on your own. I think people would watch. Just film it, send me the files, I'll edit it.
Well, no, I was thinking, like, I love what Ethan Van Sciver does. I want to do a show where I don't have a topic. I just go on live and I just answer people's questions. And I just talk about whatever. We could just talk about whatever you want. Hey, talk about, what's going on with Caitlin Clark. Oh, what's going on with the Rangers? It doesn't have to be toys, but I'm sure it will. But I think live streams would be fun because then I don't have to worry about the editing and stuff like that and the topics. I just go on and you guys pick the topic.
John, how dare you?
No, thanks.
All right, stay tuned.
I wasted enough money.
I'll be back Wednesday with Midweek Mayhem. We'll have a big show pre San Diego Comic-Con, and then next Saturday we'll be doing San Diego Comic-Con stuff on the channel, and maybe I'll have some big guests for that one. We'll see. But check out nerdzoic.com. Hooligans, once again, stay tuned for the after show. And Bobby, sign us out.
Guys, North Carolina is fucking awesome, and Rhode Island sucks.